Welcome to Sudbury Sports Unbiased, your source for no-spin coverage on the Sudbury Wolves, Sudbury Five, Sudbury Cyclones, and Sudbury Cubs with Rick and Craig. Hello, sports fans. Craig here, and today we're with you just moments after Canada moved out of the World Cup, defeated 3-0 by Morocco in a round of 16 game. We're going to go through this game and we're going to talk about what I feel were the key moments, and we're going to move forward with an analysis. It won't all be today. We're going to break this up in about 2 or 3 shows, but today we're going to concentrate on the post-match reaction. The game was in Houston, Reliance Stadium. Yeah, they called it Houston Stadium for the World Cup. It was a place where Canada had never been before. It was their Star Trek moment. Round of 16 against a familiar opponent, Morocco. Morocco, a team that defeated Canada in the 2022 World Cup in the group stage at Qatar by the measure of 2-1. Today was one of those days where we had a feeling that Canada would put in a good shift, and Jesse Marsh made some changes today. Derek Cornelius, unable to go. Luke DeFougerolles took his spot in the back. Ali Ahmed went to the starting lineup, and Nico Seagor replaced Nathan Saliba. Alphonso Davies, well, he was a question mark, and Alphonso Davies did not feature today as he had a hamstring injury a couple of days before the match. He tried to go, he just couldn't go. So Canada missed one of their most influential players. The game started, and Canada had a terrific start. They had some great chances, and only good goaltending by Bono kept Canada off the scoreboard. Morocco, frustrated, looking tired. Canada all over them in the first half. Canada carrying the play, looking the better side, and Canada unfortunate not to be up by a goal at least at the halftime interval. It was 0-0 with all to play for in the second half. And in the second half, Morocco came and they made a breakthrough in the 50th minute. Ouanimi on a set piece, a wonderful shot and a great goal. Crepeau reaching over, diving, trying to stop it, went by his hand and into the very corner of the net. Good goal. Canada may have switched off a bit, but sometimes you have to give the offensive players a lot of credit for a good goal in a very tight circumstance. Canada continued to move ahead. They tried to push the game to Morocco, but you could see that Morocco was growing into the game. Where you saw in the first half that Morocco was very tight, Morocco started to open space. And they started to open space, particularly in the midfield. Morocco continued to carry the ball, and gradually the momentum shifted. And Ouanimi, who should have been sent off with a red card just before his first goal, he struck again on an odd man play, a 4-on-2. He wasn't going to miss from close range in the box. 2-0 Morocco in the 82nd minute. Canada continued to push forward and play the game as hard as they could. Morocco sat back, absorbed pressure, and they came ahead again on a counterattack. Morocco putting the game away with a goal in the 8th minute of stoppage time. Final score, Morocco 3, Canada 0. This was not reflective of the game that was played between these teams. The expected goals, 0.79 for Morocco, 0.76 for Canada. That means that based on the chances created, each team should have scored at least one goal. And I think that was an accurate representation of the play. Canada had 10 shots and 3 on target. Morocco, 5 shots, 4 on target. So what was the difference today? The difference, in my view, was simple. Canada had opportunities, and they couldn't put their opportunities away. Morocco, when they had their opportunities, they were clinical, they capitalized, and they pounced on their opportunities, scoring 2 goals and adding a third late. Canada had a disappointing finish to this tournament, but I would say overall this was a fantastic tournament for Canada. I don't care that they beat Qatar, they beat South Africa. This team did something that no Canadian team has come even close to doing. They made the round of 16 in a World Cup. Let that sink in. Canada was one of the last 16 countries standing at a World Cup. We haven't come close. If you want a little history lesson, here it is. In Canada's first World Cup in 1986, they were debutantes. This team was made up of part-time players, guys that actually had second jobs. They weren't really professional soccer players. They were drawn into a horrendous group. The London bookies in England said that Canada had 100-1 odds to score, get this, a goal. And Canada did not score a goal. They lost all 3 games and they crashed out. Fast forward to 2022, a long time, 36 years between visits to the Big Grail, and Canada again a difficult group, Morocco, Belgium, Croatia. And they lost all 3 games and they looked bad doing it at times. They allowed 7 goals. They scored 2, crashing out in the group stage. 2026, it was so much different. Canada collected its first point with a tie against Bosnia. They collected their first win with an absolute thrashing of Qatar. And in the game where they could have won the group, they were unfortunate to lose 2-1 to Switzerland. It was a game where Canada could have got a result, but the Swiss were just a little bit better on the day. Morocco was a better team than Switzerland, and Morocco was pushed by Canada. I mean, really pushed. For 50, 60 minutes, there was little to choose between these teams, but Morocco has more quality and they have more people that are used to the big stage. And Morocco was the deserving winner on the day. What do I call this for Canada? I call it a breakthrough. Canada was not expected to make the round of 16. We had some people saying, well, they're not even going to get out of the group stage. And then we had many people saying, well, they'll be in the round of 32 and they'll crash out. Well, guess what? They didn't crash out. They beat South Africa and then they played Morocco in the round of 16. This team probably overperformed based on the players they had available and based on the talent pool that is in this country. We have to be proud of Canada. Canada took this country on a crazy ride. People say, well, I don't like soccer. Well, I don't know what you've been looking at, but I've been looking at the TV ratings. I'd love to know what the ratings are today. But every Canadian game, the first number of games, they had at least 10 million plus TV viewers. There's only 41 million of us in the country. That means that people got energized and turned on by this team. And you know what? That's to the players' credit. These guys are a humble, hardworking, extremely likable group. These guys deserve all the success they've had, and they need to be saluted. And the Canadian fans need to be saluted. They came out, they supported their team, and I want to give the fans a salute as well. They have been nothing but exemplary, and our country has been an exemplary World Cup host. I don't know if we'll ever see a World Cup again in Canada. I likely won't in my lifetime, but I'll tell you, I don't think FIFA would have any hesitation bringing it back on the big stage. The only problem is it won't be here for at least another 30 years. But all that aside, a great tournament for Canada. Disappointing that they lost 3-0 to Morocco, and best of luck to the Moroccans going forward. They're going to have an extremely difficult quarterfinal tie. That will be a test for a very good side. Canada will continue on. We're not done with this World Cup yet. We're going to do something that all the soccer channels do, and that is we're going to do a stock up, stock down of all the Canadian players. And we're also going to talk about where this game is in this country and the prospects for Canada soccer on the men's side moving forward. And as we always say, let the sports be with you.